Namaste, good evening, welcome. I don't know, it somehow correlates. Today is Thursday, and Dr. Ananda sir's favorite goddess, Lord Dakshinamurti, and his speech is happening on this day also. So I thought on the way from, it's a blessing to introduce about my guru, Yogacharya Dr. Anand Balayogi Bhavanani. He is a director and professor, Center for Yoga Therapy Education and Research of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth University. He is also the chairman of International Center for Yoga Education and Research, Ananda Ashram, Pondicherry, and Yoganjali Natyalaya, where I grew up for more than 26 years. Institute of Yoga and Carnatic Music and Bharatanatyam in Pondicherry. He is the son and successor of internationally acclaimed yoga teachers Swamiji, Yoga Maharishi, Dr. Swami Geethananda Giri Guru Maharaj, and Ammaji, Yogacharani Kalaimamati, Srimati Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani. He is a recipient of DSC, a highest award for a researcher from Asia Yoga University on last year, January 2009. He is a gold medalist in medical studies with post-graduation diploma in both family health as well as PGDYT and advanced diploma in yoga under his illustrious parents during 1991 to 1993. He is a fellow of the Indian Academy of Yoga. He has authored 19 DVDs and 23 books on yoga, as well as published nearly 300 papers, compilations and abstracts on yoga and yoga research in national and international journals. His literary works have more than 210 citations with an H index of 23 and an I index 40. In addition, he is a classical Indian vocalist, percussionist, music composer, choreographer of Indian classical dance. In recent years, he has traveled abroad 20 times and conducted invited talks, public events, workshops and retreats, and been a major presenter at yoga conferences in United Kingdom, America, Italy, Czech Republic, South Africa, Germany, Switzerland, Malaysia, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. He is an honorary advisor to International Association of Yoga Therapists of Australia, Australian Association of Yoga Therapists, World Yoga Foundation, and Geethananda Yoga Association worldwide. He is a recognized PhD guide for yoga therapy, and he was recognized as IAYT certified yoga therapist by the International Association of Yoga Therapists in 2016. It is notable that he is the first Indian to receive this honor. He is currently a member of numerous expert committee of the Ministry of Ayush, including its National Board for Promotion of Yoga and Naturopathy, Scientific Advisory Committee, and Standing Finance Committee of Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy, Technical Committee of the Yoga Certification Board, Expert Committee for Celebration of International Yoga Day and Yoga and Diabetes Program. He is a consultant resource person for the WHO Collaborative Center in Traditional Medicine and Varai Desai National Institute of Yoga, New Delhi. He is also the executive member and director publications of the Indian Yoga Association. We welcome you, sir, and we are eagerly waiting to listen to your speech, The Yoga of Sound. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Namaste, and first and foremost, I would like to place on record my deep appreciation, my gratitude to my yoga research guru, my dearest, most loving, most benevolent, most inspiring Professor Madan Mohan ji, I offer my salutations to your feet, a very distinguished personality. I just want to check one thing because I think there is an issue with the video. My video is on, but for some
Yes,
reason,
sir. Now
I
we can
think
see you.
now you
Okay.
can see.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. I'm just checking up the because I think there was somehow it is showing your video, not mine. உங்க வீடியோ தான் வருது. I think நீங்க வீடியோ
Stop.
ஆஃப் பண்ண
Stop பண்ணிட்டேன்.
somehow why it's doing that. Anyway, can you all at least see me in the small box, if not the speaker view?
Yes, sir. I can see you, sir.
Okay, fine, perfect. So, Professor Madan Mohanji has been a father figure for me. Right from my childhood, has been there to guide me benevolently with love and always emphasize that we need to be a Buddhiman. That Buddhiman has to be manifest and that we have to work in the spirit of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Right from my days in Jipma to my days in Sri Balaji Vidyapith, and now also sir continues to inspire me and has made sure that today if I have so many publications and so many citations, it is totally his Guru Kripa, his Kripa that I have any of that. Has truly been an amazing figure in my life. So my gratitude to you, sir, for being such a wonderful role model of what a perfect, noble human being a yogi should be. I also want to thank the management of Vinayaka Missions, the DMTB University, as well as Arupade Vedu Medical College, the Dean, the Medical Superintendent, all the administrative officers, my dear Dr. Lakshmi Jatia, who's always been a very, very congenial colleague and a senior who's guided me in so many things. And one of the proud parents of Yognath, Yoganjali Natyalayam also, through her daughter Surabhi. And my dear Dr. Balaji, who's keeping the flag flying, keeping medicine and yoga together, Achyutan, and the entire team at the Center for Yogic Sciences in ABMC. Today we have my worldwide yoga family with me today, all gathered in one place at one time for one purpose. I think this is the greatness of the time of COVID-19, that though we are caught up in social distancing, physical distancing, we are all closer than we ever have been, thanks to the internet. We have all come into one place. And I think that is a very beautiful place we are all in. Today, my topic is the yoga of sound. The yoga of sound is basically the concept of Nad Yoga. So what is this Nad and what is that yoga? We are going to explore it. And before that, I would like to offer my salutations to the Guru Parampara. In fact, in our ashram here at ICYR, you can see our symbol right behind me here with the double-tailed Sindhi lion and the Tamil Om that are all there. I am sitting facing the whole Guru Parampara in front of me, Swami Kanakananda Bhrigu, Swamiji, Ammaji, and all right in front of me here. Let me offer my salutations to the Guru Parampara who enable us to be what we are. Tatparampariyaya vidmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya dhimahi tanno Guru prachodayate. Om Yogamaya Dr. Swami Geetananda Giri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. The very famous Tamil poetess, Avvayar, she gives us a beautiful concept when she asks Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha is the aspect of the divine that gives us the buddhi. He is the one who enables the intellect in us to grow and we become an out of the box or no box thinker. The lateral thinking capacity is enhanced by Lord Ganesha. This is why in our culture, when we worship Ganesha, we catch our ears, the opposite ears. Thopu Karanam it is called. Nowadays marketed as Super Brain Yoga TM. $500 and you can get certified in it. And new age stuff. Thopu Karanam, you catch the opposite ear. You knock your two sides of the brain and you catch the opposite ear. And what do? You try to stimulate the buddhi, the lateral thinking, the capacity to go out of the boundaries and not be limited by the boundaries. And what does this beautiful Avvayar, Tamil Moodati Avvayar tell us? Palum telithenum pagum paguppum ivai Palum telithenum pagum paguppum ivai Nangum kalandunakku நான் தருவேன் கோலம் செய்யும் துங்கக் கரிமுகத்து தூமணியே நீ எமக்கு சங்கத் தமிழ் மூன்றும் தா நீ எமக்கு சங்கத் தமிழ் மூன்றும் தா. She asks Ganesha, I'll give you milk, I will give you honey, I will give you all these offerings. You please give me the three aspects of Sangat Tamil, the ancient Tamil, which is Iyal, Isai, Nadagam, the music, the literature, and the dramatic arts. She asks Ganesha, give me that. Amazing teachings in our culture. They understand that all the universe is vibration. What is that vibration? That is what Nada is all about. The vibrational aspect of the universe, the dance of the subatomic particles as they talk about in quantum physics, the dance of the subatomic particles of which the best example is Lord Nataraja. Anandami Paramanandami Ayyanabaya Kayantirnadanum Anandami Paramanandami. His dance is the cosmic dance. Ananda Nadamaduva Tillai. At Chidambaram, that Chit Ambara, where the consciousness is there. That quantum physics, the dance of the subatomic particles, that pure vibration, that is what Nada is. And that Nada is the primordial sound, the primordial vibration. And that is why before anything was created, it existed. Before anything was Nava, before anything was new, it was there. And that is why it is the Pranava Nada. Pranava means that which existed before anything came into being. The primordial vibration. And that is why Maharishi Patanjali, that great, amazing time traveler of our yogic science, he tells us, Tasya bhajagaha pranavaha tajjabaha tadartha bhavanam. Such a beautiful concept. Tasya vachakaha pranavaha. What is that sound? That is the primordial vibration of Ishvara itself, of the pure consciousness itself. What is that vibrational essence? Tasya vachakaha pranavaha. What do you need to do? Tajjapaha. You have to do japa. Repeated utterance. How? Not just mindlessly. Yoga has to be mindful. Yoga has to be heartful. So yoga has to be mindful, heartful, It has to be Purnam, otherwise it is not yoga, it is Bhoga. Piecemeal yoga is not yoga. Yoga is wholesome oneness. That oneness is what yoga is. And he says, Tad japa hai, that japa, tad artha bhavanam, with the meaning, artha, the meaning should be understood. And bhavanam, you should feel from the heart. The mind and the heart have to be working together. It is at that point where the mindful heart and the heartful mind, they come together. That is the point where yoga manifests. If the heart is in one place and the mind's in another place, there's no yoga, it's a viyoga. Ayoga it becomes, viyoga it becomes. And that is why when we are chanting, it starts off like a bell, clanging the bell. The first part of the bell is, and then the resonance continues. The gross level is the first bang. Oh, that's the banging, the clanging of the bell. Oh. That is how it goes. It has to start with the externalized sound. It is like when you throw that stone into the water. When you throw the stone into the water, first there has to be a plonk. You have to get a plonk. That plonk is the first part. What is that plonk? That plonk is the gross level of the sound. Plonk. You throw a stone, plonk, plonk. As kids, we always throw stones in water. Nowadays, if you do that, they'll catch you and put you in jail. Everything is illegal nowadays, especially in COVID times. Someone went walking today morning, he got a fine in Chennai. You cannot do anything anymore. Plonk. What happens? You throw that stone. When you throw that stone, the initial part is the gross manifestation. Plonk. That is the Om. That is the plonk. Om, plonk, Om. Now what happens? What do you set up? When that stone hits the water, after the plonk, what happens? You no longer hear a sound. What starts to happen? The ripples. The subtle ripples start to manifest. Ripple effect starts to manifest. And those ripples go from gross to subtle to causal. And then they continue out. The ripple effect continues out into the whole universe. Similarly, when you chant, it's continuing. People think they have to go, Om, Om, Om. That's plonk, plonk, plonk. Give some time for that subtle effect to come. Now what happens? This Pranava was perceived in our Indian culture. Sanatana Dharma perceived it as A, U, Akara, A, Ukara, U, Makara. The Akara is the base sound. It is the starting point. It is the grossest level of vibration. Ah. That is why that ah is a diaphragmatic sound. Ah. It has to come from the nabi. Ah. Ah. If you do it, you sound like a goat. Huh? Aja. You sound like a goat. People are there. I'm like, seriously, where's your soul gone? Your Atma has gone into some other corner. Has to be down at the base. That is why what do? We do the Hakara Kriya. Ha, 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 ha. It has to be at the diaphragm. Is from the diaphragm. It is the foundation. It is the grossest level. That sound which is at the grossest level, now you are starting to fine tune it. You are condensing it. How do you condense the sound? That is what is happening in the thoracic level. And what is happening? Ooh. When you do ooh, what you are doing, you are condensing the sound. So the gross sound which was sort of there every place, Ah is becoming ooh. You can see how that sound is getting brought together. It is being made into a funnel. Ooh, ooh. And then what is happening? It is going into the subtle and causal layer. Mm. That is where you're lifting it up. It is up here. The is not down at your feet. Is up at the head. Ah. Ooh. And what is this sound? The sound is a sound of satiety. Did you have a good meal today for lunch? Was the movie good? Did you like the chocolate? Was Dr. Ananda's speech good? I should be is a sound of satiety. It is that santosha, the contentment, the serenity that is coming as you come into the higher stages of consciousness, where you are not looking at what you don't have, you're looking at what you have. You're grateful for what you have then, rather than complaining about what you don't have. That is where the that is why when you do the Makara Nada, when you do the Brahmari Pranayama, it is said in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika and other Hatha Yoga scriptures, when you do the Brahmari, an unparalleled bliss occurs in the yogis. Why does that bliss come? The bliss will come when you are contented. Patanjali says the same thing. Santoshat anuttama sukha labha. From santosha comes sukha. We don't have santosha, we are asantosha. We have become asantosha, we are discontented lot. Always complaining, this is not okay, that is not okay. You give anything to the person, they look at what is not there. In Indian weddings, if you go to a wedding, many times I will go to the wedding and the first thing they'll say, Namaste Dr. Ananda, why did Devasena not come? So the next time I'll take Devasena with me. So Namaste Dr. Ananda, Namaste Devasena ji, why the kids haven't come? Next time Devasena, myself and the kids we go, Namaste Ananda, Namaste Devasena, Namaste Divya Priya, Namaste Anandraj. Why did Ammaji not come? Next time you take Ammaji also with you. Namaste Ammaji, Namaste Dr. Ananda, Namaste Devasena, Namaste Anandraj, Namaste Divya Priya. We wish Swamiji were here. You can never satisfy people because we are asantosha jana. We human beings are asantosha janaha. We are based on discontent, always looking at what is not there. You know, in school, the kids, they get 99% and they're crying. Why? I didn't get 100, sir. I'm like, I got 70% in school and I'm in a decent condition today. I never got all those 99s. I got 70 odd. I'm doing quite well. Why? I didn't burn up my brain cells in unnecessarily remembering things you will never use in your whole life. So coming back, the Makara Nada is a sound of satiety. So when you do the pranava, you are going through the Triloka, the Tripura. You are transcending the Tripura. It is said Shiva destroys the Tripura. He is called Tripura Nashane, Triloka Nayakane, Tripura Nashane, Triloka Nayakane, Trigunatita, Nirguna Parabrahmane, Trigunatita, Nirguna Parabrahmane, Samba Sada Shiva Gangadharane. Tripura is not those things. You have to transcend. We have what is called Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Jagrat is the wakeful state. You think you are awake. None of us are awake. We are all sleepwalking. This is all a big dream. Sarvam Brahmamayam. That is the Vedantic perspective. We are all in a big dream. One day we wake up, we realize, oh my God, I was just in a dream. So let it be a pleasant dream at least, okay? Make it at least pleasant for the other people in your dream. Don't be the villain of the dream, okay? Be the best you, at least while you are in that dream. We are awake. Jagrat. We then have Swapna, where people see the Swapna Sundari. That is the dream where they see the dream girl and all that. Swapna Sundari. And then Shushupti, where you connect with yourself. You connect with the universe. It is said in Shushupti, you understand yourself. That is what Adi Shankara tells us. Na bhumin na toyam na tejo na vayu na kamnendriyam va na teshan samoha anaikantikatvat shushupte kasiddhan tadyeko vashishtam shiva kevaloham tadeko vashishtam shiva kevaloham. In that Shushupti, you realize what you are. Tad Eko, the one that remains. Shiva Kevaloham, that pure auspicious consciousness. What in yoga we call Ishvara, he is called Shiva Kevaloham. That is what remains. Tad Eko, the only oneness remains. Duality ceases. In Shushupti, there is no duality. But the problem is, you are sleeping. You are unconscious. So you don't know that you were in that state. In yoga, we want to have the wakeful state has to become oneness. That is where you are working towards it. You had an unconscious, subconscious oneness in Shushupti. So these three, Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti, you have to go beyond that. Turiya, and then Turiya Tita. That is why the concept, the Ah is the foundational sound at the diaphragm. Ah. When you make this akara, you're vibrating the lower part of your lungs. The diaphragm is coming into play. You are energizing the pranic flow into the whole lower part of the body. And you are becoming aware of the gross existence, the stula sharira. The gross existence you are becoming aware. You then come into the second part. Now what is happening? The mid part of the lungs, the mid-chest region, the thoracic region is getting a nice vibratory massage. What is happening? That Sukshma Sharira, subtle part of you is coming alive. You are becoming aware of that. And then the head and the neck region, you are energizing. The upper chest region, the head and the neck are being energized. And along with that, what is happening? You are starting to understand the Karana Sharira, the causal layer of existence. And then you bring it all together, because yoga is unification. Yoga is integration. Yoga is coherence. Yoga is communion. Yoga is reunion. And so, you have brought all these components of you, all your pieces have been brought into the wholesomeness. The jigsaw puzzle pieces have been put together. That is why the pranava has unlimited healing potential. So much research work, thanks to Madan Mohan sir at JIPMER we did, earlier with our CCRYN project, then the DRDO project, then when ACITER came, thanks to the MD Nevai and Dr. Basava Reddy, at that time Department of Ayush and Health Ministry, and then now through CITER, what we have done is we have seen again and again and again and again, we have seen that the pranava is an amazing practice. We have seen how through the pranava, so much can be happening. That pranava is enabling the person to relax completely. Why do you feel relaxed when you do the pranava? Well, one, the spiritual idea is, instead of being in pieces and losing your peace, you have become one. And because you have become one, there is no sense of duality. No duality, no stress. The root of all stress is duality. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad tells us, from Dvaitam comes Bhayam. From duality comes fear. Because I think you are different than me, I'm scared of you. You will take my job, you will take my house, you will take my wife, you will kill me and run off with my possessions. You will take my good name, you will copyright infringe my research work, you will run off with my patent. What is happening? You are different than me, hence I am afraid of you. And because I'm afraid of you, my stress response comes in. Because I'm afraid, my stress comes. If I don't fear you, where is the stress? If I realize you and me are one and the same, why should I be worried? See, no parent is jealous of the kid. I hope so. At least to my knowledge, no parent is jealous of the kid. Why a parent is not jealous of the kid? Because they and the kid, they feel a sense of oneness. Your kid does well, you don't feel jealous. The neighbor's kid does well, you feel jealous. Pitta will go into hyperactivity. Pitta dosha becomes predominant. How that kid can get it? Huh? Your student does well, gets a gold medal. You're not jealous. Somebody else's student gets it. He must have copied. He paid the examiner. He bribed somebody. University में कुछ गोलमाल हो गया. Immediately it comes. क्यों? Why? ஏன் அப்படி நடக்குது? Because duality. And that is why when you do the pranava, you have that sense of non-duality. And because you have non-duality, you become more at ease with yourself. Your mind and the body who are always fighting, your mind is saying, that is not my body. The body is saying, that's not my mind. I always say, each cell in the body has its cellular dharma. A liver cell is to be a good liver cell. A kidney cell is to be a good kidney cell. A brain cell is to be a good brain cell. But what happens? The liver cell doesn't like being a liver cell. It wants to be the kidney cell. Kidney cell wants to be the brain cell. It is when it wants to be something that it is not, that is where disease occurs. Dis-ease means you have moved away from a sense of ease. I don't like being me. I want to be somebody else. Comparison is the thief of joy. And that is why the pranava is enhancing a sense of oneness. Now, along with that, scientifically speaking, whenever you are doing a sound that is a humming sound, especially the makara nada, you are stimulating endogenous nitric oxide. Humming is known to stimulate endogenous nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator. That is, your blood vessels start to relax. It is a very, very important component, and now recently they have published tremendous research work on nitric oxide. When you do the Brahmari Pranayama, when you do the Pranava, especially the Makara Nada, that endogenous nitric oxide is a vasodilator. You feel more relaxed. So there is a physiological aspect. The third aspect, which is also physiological, when you extend your exhalation, when we do the pranava, we breathe in, like 6 counts we breathe in. Then we breathe out. What happens? You are breathing out, your exhalation is double or 3 times the time taken for inhalation. When you prolong the exhalation, you are strengthening your vagal tone. In physiology, we talk about sinus arrhythmia. And that exhalation phase is where the vagal tone is being shown. Inhalation is not having the vagal tone so much, it's the exhalation. When you prolong your exhalation, you are catching hold of those horses that are running and you are pulling them back under control. You are bringing your heart rate back under control. That is why when you breathe in, the heart goes faster. When you breathe out, the heart comes down, comes back to normal. They say it slows down. It actually comes back to normal. Madan Mohan sir is the one who corrected me on this. It doesn't go below normal, it comes back to normal. But when you prolong your exhalation, what is happening? Normally your exhalation is passive. Inhalation is active, exhalation is passive. When you do these type of pranayamas, the Nada pranayama, like Pranava and Brahmari, which are based on sound vibration, you are prolonging the exhalation more than usual, double, triple. That's a very prolonged exhalation. You are enhancing that vagal component. Nowadays, the polyvagal theory has become very popular in yoga and yoga therapy. And this concept of what is happening is that we are at multiple levels. At the physical level, the body feels relaxed. At the physiological level, the heart is being relaxed, because the slower the heart rate, within normal limits, 60 to 100, the slower the heart rate, the more the time for ventricular diastole. The more the time for ventricular diastole, the better the circulation for the heart itself. The coronary collaterals, the coronary blood vessels, they have more time to supply the cardiac muscles. Because the heart during systole, when it is contracting, supplies the whole body. It is only when the heart is relaxing, diastole, that it is supplying itself. And that is why when we enhance the cardiac cycle, normally we say if your heart is beating 75 times per minute, your cardiac cycle is 0.8 seconds. This is a usual calculation. Now, if you start to slow your heart rate down to say you bring it close to 60, your cardiac cycle has become 1 second instead of 0.8 seconds. Systole still remains more or less the same, but now you have more diastole, which means that there's more time for the heart to actually supply its own musculature. And this is why these Nada pranayamas are so vital. Now, I had a very good experience with one of my clients. One of the patients, I remember when I was a Jipma, came and met me. He's a very big businessman in Pondicherry. And he had had heart attacks and he had had a lot of issues with his coronary blood vessels. His son is a doctor in the UK also. So he came to me, he said, Dr. Ananda, எனக்கு சொன்னாங்க யோகா பண்ணா நல்லது. They said if you do yoga, it is good for you. I said, ठीक है, we'll do it. He said, but I don't have any time. मेरे पास time नहीं है. This is the usual excuse we all have. As yesterday Madan Mohan sir was telling, the compliance effect because of our lack of self-discipline. That is the biggest obstacle in the success of yoga as a therapy is lack of compliance and lack of self-discipline on the part of us human beings. And because of that, even people who benefit stop doing the practices. So many times we have seen this. Sir was talking about it yesterday. So this man, he said, I am a big businessman. From morning to night, I have to make money. I have to run. I have thousands of employees. He said, I don't have time. I said, okay, you tell me, what do you do in your day? He said, in the morning for 45 minutes, I do puja. I said, okay, fine. I said, who is your favorite deity? He said, Lord Shiva. I said, very good. While you are doing your puja, let me give you a mantra to chant. Yes. Guruji, you give me a mantra, I'll do it. Yeah? Do yoga, no time, give a mantra, yes, Guruji. Okay. So I said, no, we will use mantra yoga, Nada yoga. I said, okay, every day I want you to do this. While you are doing your puja, and any time in your day when you can think about it, what I want you to do is to take in a breath and go, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you, Guruji, I'll do it. After a few months, I think it was around 6 months, he came back and he met me. He said, Guruji, I'm feeling perfectly normal. I said, what is your report saying? He says, it is showing I have naturally occurring collaterals all over my heart. He had a report showing naturally occurring collaterals. He had been told you have to have a bypass. Naturally occurring collaterals had been created in the blood vessels of his heart by this chanting. What was he doing? He was using a longer exhalation phase using the power of sound. And his son, when he came to me in Jipmer, we were sitting in the SS block, super specialty block. It always felt nice that yoga therapy had an OPD in super specialty block, thanks to Mother Board sir. And of course, Dr. Subba Rao sir, who was the director of Jipmer, he gave us one room for the OPD, outpatient department, in super specialty block. So yoga therapy directly went into super specialty. Nice place it was. He came there and he put me on the phone. He said, my son wants to talk to you. His son's name is also Anand. His son was a doctor in the UK. He said, sir, you tell me how this is, how my father now has all these normal collaterals and how he is perfectly normal. I said, this is actually what is happening, what I've explained to you. And every time I meet him now, he will always tell Devasena, he'll say, your husband saved my life. Today I'm alive because of your husband. I say it is not because of Dr. Ananda or anything. It is because you did that. Om Namah Shivaya. And by doing that, you are prolonging your exhalation phase by the use of the mantra. You can do anything. Dr. Bernardi, an amazing internal medicine specialist in Italy. He works with the University of Finland. Amazing researcher. I met him at Kaivaladama 2 years ago. One of the most amazing human being he is. He is like the Italian version of Madan Mohan sir. Very beautiful human being. Bernardi, one of the most highly cited researchers with amazing work in pranayama, high altitude and all that. And he had done a work where he used the Buddhist mantra, Om Mani Padme Om. They use Om Mani Padme Om is the Buddhist mantra. And they had used the Ave Maria. Because being in Italy, they do a lot of the Ave Maria chanting. And they found that both the Ave Maria chanting and the Om Mani Padme Om, they call it a yoga mantra, but it's Om Mani Padme Om. They found both of them were enhancing the normal cardiovascular rhythm. The normal cardiovascular rhythm, a healthy rhythm, is at the rate of 6 per minute. Mayer's rhythm. It is 6 per minute. And they found that when you start chanting, doesn't matter what you chant, it is your cultural choice. Somebody wants to chant in praise of Allah, Jesus, Jehovah, nature, Shiva, Vishnu, doesn't matter. But when you do that chanting, and the chanting is a prolonged chanting, what you are doing is that you are restoring those normal cardiovascular rhythms. Dr. Bernardi's research is very beautiful in that. And this is why when we are doing our pranayama, if you can get people breathing at the rate of approximately 6 per minute, you are going to create a healthy cardiac autonomic balance. This cardiac autonomic balance is very, very important. It is the way your breathing and your heart are relating to each other. It is the relationship between the heart and the lung, the cardiac autonomic system. 6 per minute is the key number. And those of you who are doing the Yantra course with me, you know the number 6. What is the number 6? The number of responsibility. The number 6 is the number of responsibility. It is the 6th chakra, Ajna chakra. When you take responsibility for your own life, you start to become healthy. When you expect somebody else to be responsible for your own life, you can never be healthy. Yoga starts with self-responsibility. In Tamil, our Purana Nulu, thousands of years ago, the Dravidian culture has given us this. It says, Thidum Nandrum Piraltarabara. The good and the bad don't come from outside. Thidum nandrum, the bad and the good, they do not come from outside. Nodalum taridalum avattroranna. Both the suffering and the remedy for the suffering lie within the individual. Thidum nandrum pirataravara, nodalum tanidalum avattroranna. Within us we have the capacity to mitigate our own suffering. That is the self-responsibility, the swadharma that yoga talks about. Now, when we want to apply this, what can we do? There are many people who are very tamasic. Tamasika guna predominates in a majority of our race. The second is the Rajasika. They are running here, there, everywhere, doing nothing. As Madan Mohanji used to tell us, when we would give this big explanation of something and go on, he would listen to us and have a nice smile. And then at the end, he'll say, you just were speaking beautiful nonsense. Kaviraj Udupa, my dear brother, Kavi, nice to see you there. You look like a sound engineer with your earphones on. We have seen that. E.S. Prakash also got a lot of that. Beautiful nonsense. There's a lot of beautiful nonsense. You're just going on. People are like that. They are so busy doing nothing. So busy doing nothing. I'm so busy doing nothing. And then the Satvika Guna, they are busy doing everything, but you don't know they are doing anything. Karmani, akarma, and akarmani, karma. In action, the inaction. In inaction, the action. Bhagavad Gita talks about this. In the inaction, there is the action. And in the action, there is the inaction. That is the peak of karmasu kaushalam. When your action is so great, so splendid, that nobody knows you have done it. You have done it so well. And then you have people who to take one pen from this table to that table will make such a big drama. Usually you find them in bureaucracy. Indian bureaucracy, you find a lot of these. To take the pen from one side to the other, they'll make one big drama for it. And then there's another person who's done everything and you don't even know they did everything. That is the Sattvika karma. So coming down to something very simple here, I just wanted to give you a few ideas. What we can do is that when people are tamasika and the kapha dosha, kapha is that which holds you together but holds you back. Kapha, you can think about kapha like gravity and like friction. Friction and gravity are like a little... They are very much needed. Okay, they are a necessary evil, as we say. Friction is a necessary evil. It's very true. Now, there are many people who have a predominance of tamasika kapha dosha. You want to activate them. There are a lot of people who have a lot of rajasika, which is vata dosha. The vata is very active, like the wind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. As Arjuna tells Krishna, the mind is like the wind. Samadhi. He said the mind, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, vayo eva. It is so more fickle than even the wind. That is the vata dosha, the rajasika guna. They need to be calmed down. So what do? You use simple rhythmic sound. If you are dealing with people who need calming down, people who you want to reduce the overactivity, the rajasika guna, the vata dosha, you start to slow it down. So something as simple as like and if I were to use, as I brought it, the mridangam for this, it would be done in a very slow way. That is to calm the person down. If there's a lot of tamasika guna, you want to activate the person, then you have to change it. If you want to activate the person, it has to be dramatic. That is what the Vata dosha doesn't need. Already, if they are active and you go, you just made them more jittery. But the tamasika guna, the kapha dosha, you have just helped them break out of that inertia. This is why when we are using the sound, it is not just one sound. People think music therapy and they think, oh, you give me one song and I'll play it. No. You have to understand that individual. Just like in yoga therapy, yoga chikitsa, not one size for everybody, not one pill for everybody. What is the individual? What is the vata dosha, pitta dosha, kapha dosha? What is the guna, tamasika, rajasika, sattvika? What are the samskara, vasanas? Then you have to apply the therapy accordingly. Heya hetu, hana upaya, as the other day my dear brother Kaustubh was saying. You have to understand what is to be applied and then apply it. But a very beautiful one which I thought I'll share with you here is a very beautiful mantra. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham Soham. I have a question on angry child and throwing tantrums. We have a very beautiful one. Thalatu padum, thalatu takita tum, tata kita the rhythm has to be slow. Finding a slow rhythm. Slow rhythm for the child. Finding a slow rhythm for the child to calm the emotions, to calm the emotions. Use a slow rhythm. Rhythm, slow, use it. Slow rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. It should be a slow, that lullaby. That is the type of music we need. That is the type of activity we need to calm the child. What do we do nowadays? Get up, get up, get up. Run, run, run. Pado, pado, pado. Cow, 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 cow. We are always pushing, and the child has become a mechanical, I don't know, leave it. Aajkal to kya hai? We are pushing so much. The other day somebody asked me in a webinar, if my child is always wanting to be first, and not happy if they don't get first, what to do? I said, counsel the parent. The child doesn't want to be first. It's the parent who's always pushing the child, so that now it is being projected on the child. The child wants to be first. I think this is something we all have to understand. As long as you hold on, you can actually suffocate and kill people with love. You can suffocate and kill people with love. If you truly love someone, give them the space to grow. That space, akasha, is where growth can manifest. Now, if the child is always sleeping and all, they need, get up soon, you get up. If you don't get up, I will pull your pillow. Get up, soon get up. Pillow will be pulled out from your head. If you don't jump up, I will throw water. If you don't jump up, I will throw water. A big bucket water on you. Now, big bucket water on you. And this is a modified version so that you understand what is the meaning of that rhythm. That is where the rhythm comes in. When you need that, Kavi does a lot of the beautiful folk art. They have this rhythm, a lot of this rhythm. Our Kutu also has. It's a very dramatic rhythm. But if somebody is already hyperactive, you need to calm them down. You need to. And the other thing is, you need to give the children a chance to let go. This is why we do the practices like ha, 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 ha. You know that practice? For those of you who don't know it, let's learn it today. All the anxiety which is in the stomach area, okay? Anxiety which is here. This is the performance anxiety, okay? Right down here, your solar plexus, butterflies in the stomach. Ha, 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 ha. Then here, relationship anxiety. Ho, 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 ho. That is the relationship. Then up here, he. Status anxiety. I am so great, don't you know? That up here, throw it out. It's here, right? So, ha, 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 ho, 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 he. Then we address the survival instinct, the brainstem. Me. That is the brainstem. I have to survive at any cost. That is where all your stress comes. I have to survive. Brainstem is the one which is worried about that. Somehow I have to survive. That one. And then here the buddhi. Beautiful, illumining the buddhi. And then go. And you throw it all out. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. He. Me. Di. Go. And this is the beautiful practice. It is called Nada, Bhavana, Shuddhi, Kriya. You are using the nada, you are using the sounds, the vibrational sounds for different areas. Nada, you are working with the bhavana, the attitudes. What type of attitudes and emotions do we have? That is the bhavana. Shuddhi, you are cleansing your emotional attitudes. And it is a kriya, it is an action to cleanse. Nada, bhavana, shuddhi, kriya. Very beautiful practice. I do it every week with the children in my children's class. And I tell you, if children do this practice regularly, all these emotional hang-ups, suppressed, repressed emotions will not be there. And then they can be the best version of themselves. At home, we tell them, keep quiet. At school, we say, keep quiet. They go out, we say, be on your best behavior. Kids don't get a chance to let go of these stresses, of these emotional turmoil that they're having, the volatility. And this is how we get rid of it. Nada Bhavana Shuddhi Kriya. And I just wanted to end with a very beautiful chant. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham Soham. We are that Shiva. We are that pure consciousness. This is not Shiva as the blue god with a skin, tiger skin, holding a trident, sitting in Kailash. No, it is Shiva here means pure consciousness. Ishvara of Sankhya and Yoga, Purusha is there. And yes, Missy, this is every week. They come to me on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they do it. But then most of them at home also, they like to do it. You can do it anytime you want. Nada Bhavana Shuddhi Kriya. I'll write it out right here. Or somebody could, maybe CYS, if you can type it out. Nada Bhavana Shuddhi Kriya while I go on. The very, very important concept. Shivoham, 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 Soham, Saha Aham. We are that highest self. Sat Chit Ananda. We are that reality. Sat. We are the pure consciousness. Chit. We are bliss. Anandam. Swarupa Ham. We are of that form, the essential nature. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham, Soham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Shivoham, 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 Soham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Sachidananda Swarupoham. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. When we realize that we are that pure consciousness, Tadeko Vashishta Shiva Kevaloham. When we realize that we are Satchit Anandam, when we realize the oneness of the universe, when we realize the oneness in all living beings, there is no duality. If there's no duality, there's no fear. If there's no fear, there's no stress response. It is all relaxation response. Yoga is the one methodology through which the relaxation response can be evoked by the individual themselves. You can help yourself. That is why yoga is the best do it yourself self-help kit. Because you do it for yourself. That is the beautiful energy of yoga. And I hope today I've given you a little bit of idea about how the nada, the sound, can be utilized by the individual. Because we are vibration, every cell is vibrating at a certain frequency. Every part of this universe is vibrating with a certain frequency. When we can tap into that frequency, at that point, health is a state of optimal frequency. What is our individuality? We start vibrating at our own individual optimal frequency. And at that point, tada drishtu swarupe avasthanam, we are established in our own essential nature. My prayer, my prarthana is that all of us, each and every one of us, should manifest the best version of ourselves. As humanity, we should be the best version. Humanity 2020, we have the catalyst of COVID-19. May that catalyst of COVID-19 transform humanity into the best version of itself. Humanity 2020 should be the best version. That is my prayer. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Before starting the session, I just told you where I'm coming from. I was very stressed out and thinking a lot about what is going to happen. And I feel fresh now and I'm feeling very relaxed too. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful, refreshing session. I will ask Dr. Madan Mohan, sir, to give a conclusion on your speech.
Thank you, Dr. Ananda, for enjoyable session. And a few points I have to comment on. As you said by the end that you can relax yourself. And we call it trigger the relaxation response. As you are doing this music, we can do shavasana also. You breathe in deeply, stretch your whole body, and then feel relaxation, just like you feel the relaxation, way of relaxation going from the foot upwards up to the head. And you can, while sitting down also here on the chair, if you are practicing this, you can do there that time also. One point. Second point was Shivoham Shivoham. Now in Yajurveda, there are so many mantras, continuously, 6 or 7, which end by the term, the rhyme, Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. I will give one mantra first. Yajagrato Duram is about mind. Yajagrato, when you are about mind. Duram Udayati Daivam, it goes far off. Tadasuptasi Tathaivati. Sleeping also same, it goes far off. Durangamam, Jyotisham, Jyotirikam, Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Shiva in Purana is that destroyer, as you said that with the snakes and all that. Shiva means Mangalmaya, Mangalkari. I am Shiva, I am Mangalmaya, I am happy. That is what he said. It will be a new concept to many people. Yeah. Third point was that, as you say, the Mani Padme Hum. They will say Om Mani Padme Hum. They say, and this Ladakh, they have they can Mantanchur. You have seen that? This is a round one. Their mantra is there. Yeah, that's the third point. Other point was that some people say that Om is the sound of sun, Surya. But I do not know. I have seen some videos also. Probably it's not Om, but it's a vibration. I don't know what is going in the Surya. There is some vibration which resembles Om, because here Om vibration, not Om sound. I don't know about that. Anybody can clarify. But this Om from sun or vibration resembling Om, either one. If anybody can clarify, I would like to know that. And finally,
actually the sound Om,
yeah.
the sound Om, I don't think the sun is making the sound Om. The whole universe is making the sound. And maybe we are connecting to the sun. And again, Om is how we are perceiving it. From our conditioning is Om. The Christian culture has perceived as Amen. Islam has perceived as Ameen. That is why when we take it as Aum, we understand that each culture, and that is why the Vedic mantra says, Ano Badra Kritavo Yanto Vishwataha, let noble thoughts come from all direction, and Yekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. The same reality has been perceived by different. But I know that they have said that the sound, they have shown some sound and saying that sun is saying Om. I think it is our perception. It is a very beautiful vibration, sir. And we have perceived as pranava. And I think the universe vibration is so subtle, we cannot actually hear it with these ears. Patanjali says you have to have divyam shrotram. He says you have to have divine ears to hear the divine vibration. Ordinary ears can only hear ordinary vibration. So I think we need even more. Very, very interesting, sir. But thank you for those words, sir. Really, very beautiful point, sir.
One more
Please
point,
continue, sir.
When you chant Om, what is the tone? Means it will have different. It will have different effect. Then that I is long, O is long, or M is prolonged. It might have different effect. This needs to be
Definitely, sir. Somebody going oh, it will not have that same effect for sure. That is why the has to be very stable. Is the first sound of all languages. All languages start with A. Agara mudala எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றை உலகு, as Tirukkural tells. Akara, A. So that has to be foundational, as you said. So it has to be, has to be stable. Otherwise, the effect will not be the same.
actually manly sound. Even for, I would suggest women also to chant manly, not womanly. Relaxation, for relaxation is manly sound, not womanly sound.
So it is the basal, at the base of their pitch. Each individual's pitch, the base note of their pitch, that sa, that is where that should be at sa. That is what is required. Sir, we also have a beautiful question that has been asked by Bhavi. She says there is a raga Neelambari. It's a Neelambari. Is good for sleep. She says it is the patting on the back that somebody said is sleeping. So is it the effect of nada and vibration? I think it is a combination of everything together. In modern research, we want to separate the components to find the active principle. And I think that is where we have made a lot of mistake with traditional Indian medicine. Because it's not just the active principle, it is the whole, the lump sum in which the medicine was given, not just the active principle. So to trying to say, is it the music, is it the pitch of the music, or is it the voice of the mother? I think it is a combination of all of it. That is a question in the chat that has been asked. And I think that it has to be a combination. In fact, my own Yoga Sutra chanting.
Ayurveda, they combine. Allopathy
Yes,
separately. You go to allopathy, don't give sambar. Give salt, chilies, and the dal separately. Where they want separate.
And again, Sri Lakshmi Devi has asked the ratio. When we are chanting as akara, ukara, makara, it is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. But if you are chanting as om, om, it should actually be like 1/3 will be the o part, then at least 2/3 should be the tapering part. So if you are chanting it as om, om, that part, the maximum is actually the tapering. But if you are splitting it as akara, mukara, makara, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So like, there it is 1/3. But if you are using it as om, then it is om. So that o part is short, the part is longer when you are chanting it in that way. So it depends on how that is prolonged, because you want to go from subtle to causal. Similarly, somebody has asked about this mantra for fear. I recommend the Mahamrityunjaya, Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam, Urva Rukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mokshayam Amritat. Best mantra to overcome fear. So this is what I would like to end with, and wish to thank Madan Mohan sir for this wonderful opportunity to be with all of you. my dear brother Kaviraj Udupa, my dear Bala, Achyutan, Lakshmi ji, everyone who's been part of this team today. Each and every one of you has made this such a wonderful, wholesome Purnam. So let me conclude with the Purnamada. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.